Hi guys,
Hello people.
I'm Milena.
I'm Lola.
And we're watching the most depressing show that has
I
ever
was like
been
the most what? Yes, oh my
created
god.
or that has been ever on our channel.
Possibly so. Honestly, every episode is
Just pure depression,
like
sadness.
to get through it. It takes so much of. Like we
Honestly.
watch this once a week, and I could, for the life of me, not watch it more often. Like
Honestly.
I read people who say like oh my god, someone said like they rewatch Band of Brothers like every Christmas, and I'm like, Christmas?
I will
Like,
never.
what the fuck
I
do you
will.
mean?
This is not a show that I will ever rewatch.
This is so.
It doesn't
this is so
tell
tough.
you, and it tells you everything. Because here I like to rewatch things. You know, I adore rewatching things. I like seeing different perspective. One perspective, and once watching this is more than enough for me. Honestly,
This is very difficult. Honestly, it's very difficult. Again, I think the show lives up. The show lives up to the hype of what it is. Like it is really incredibly well done.
Yeah.
It is. I just think the what they want to show and how they want
It's
to show
amazing.
it is so visceral. It's so like it puts you in that mind space. It
That
puts
has
you
never
in that
happened
room.
to
Like
me
I
while
again,
watching
I feel
any
like
show
I'm
about
shaking in
war.
every episode. Like I don't know what to do with myself. And it even makes it more palpable because like you see the real people who were in World War II talking in the beginning about it, and like I keep looking at their eyes, like of the people who have seen and gone through so much, and like it makes it so much more difficult than to like start the episode.
When in the last episode, in the beginning, a guy said something along the lines, whenever he's cold or something, he says, "Thank God, at least I'm not
in that place."
I don't remember the name.
Imagine.
And like you're just watching, knowing that he is the one who survived all of that.
I love that they do that in the beginning because it immediately puts you in that mind space of like this is not fiction.
I'm
this
glad
is what happened.
at the same time they do it in the beginning, because if they did it at the end, after you watch the whole thing, I think it would be, if I was exhausted before that, I would be even more exhausted. If that's even possible, honestly, because this show has just made me exhausted after every single episode.
It is really, we usually when
it
like
takes all the strength out of me.
When we watch longer episodes, when we react, we film a couple of things a day, and usually we're gonna start with longer shows.
Yeah, always.
And like I think in the first
we made that mistake once.
Yeah,
and
like,
we started with Band of Brothers, and we weren't able to watch anything after that.
No, literally, it took all the energy out of me.
So that's why we always hurry up with Band of Brothers. That's why this time again we don't have much time. You know, it's just because
we leave it until the end.
We can't watch it before that.
No, because it's gonna take everything out of me. Like
so it's always the last thing at the end.
Yeah, I don't know if other people like experience this emotionally, like both physically and mentally, as we do. But like this is fucking tough. Like I don't know how people rewatch this. I don't know how you put yourself through this again.
Honestly,
like this is. I have never been so exhausted in my life watching a show.
Yeah.
And like it makes sense that it will be this type of a show that is based on a true story, and it's like very recent. Like again, like our grandparents lived through World War II. Like it's not that far away still from our history. Like you've listened to stories. I don't know what we're gonna continue this episode with. Like I don't know what the story for this episode is gonna be. Like in the last episode we had the medic, and that was really hard, like everything else. I don't know what this episode is gonna be. I think now that we played it, when I opened HBO, I think it was the picture of the guy that we both know, the actor with blonde hair that got shot in the ass, and it like went through. There were like 4 holes.
Oh, okay.
That one. Okay. I think I saw his picture, so like it might be like about him.
Could be.
And we see, like we've seen in the past few episodes, he is like struggling, and that Winterrose was like keeping an eye on him, and he was kind of zoning out as you would.
He was a villain in a show that I watched him in.
I don't remember. I know him from somewhere, but like if you ask me from where I know him, I don't know where I know him.
I think we watched him together in some show, not sure which one, because I remember telling you then that I know him from Desperate Housewives.
It might be about him. I don't know. Again, it's gonna have some type of a story that we're gonna follow. We're gonna like find out in the beginning when they tell us, basically, when it's the part with the real like veterans of the war. It's gonna be tough. Look, I'm just like prepared at this point. Like, it's gonna be tough. What else can I tell you? I am gonna be sitting here shaking in like 10 minutes. Enjoy. Enjoy. What can I fucking tell you? The breaking point. As we have not been through a breaking point like 6 times.
What does that mean? The breaking point. That sounds like, terrifying.
The thing is, like, I don't know how it could be like any worse than every other episode, but like, who fucking knows?
Because maybe they lose many of their soldiers.
Great, love that.
I've seen death. I've seen my friends, my men being killed.
That's what
is that Winters?
And
I mean, I don't know.
It doesn't take too many days of that, and you change dramatically.
So death was all over.
Exactly, the breaking point.
When your friends go down, you know, to really take care of them as you might.
I want to stop this episode.
This episode is gonna be about them losing many men, 100%.
I withstood it well, but I had a lot of trouble in later life because those events would come back, and you never forget them.
Why did we ever start this? This is not... I am not made for this.
No, this is, to me, not a show that I enjoy. It's just that, like, I am glad that we have watched it. If we didn't, I would have watched it eventually. And I think it's an amazing show that should be watched. But, like, it's not one I would ever enjoy.
And so the theme of this episode is people dying left and right, and you
especially I think it's gonna be their friends.
Yeah, and you
because,
just not being able to do anything.
Not being able. I mean, we had in every single episode we had somebody lost somebody and wasn't able to help them and save them. Him.
I think I saw him on the picture, but like it could just be a picture of the show, and then like they switch. That didn't necessarily have to be a picture of the episode. I don't know. Because it just seems like it's gonna be not about a specific person, but just about
every
them
episode
losing
has
people.
been about a specific person, so it might be.
I don't want to know.
About
I
many
don't
of them,
want to know.
just like
I wish I didn't
his
know.
eyes in some way. Part 7, okay.
The breaking point.
After holding the line at Bastogne, Easy Company was once again called on to help push the Germans back through the bulge.
Right there. Hey, easy, stop crying, Malark. I'll nail it to your head. Good, made of wood.
Malarkey.
Let's go.
I was glad to be out of my foxhole and moving again.
Oh, I don't know.
Okay.
Even if only to get warm. E Company was sent to clear the Bois Jacques, the woods near the town of Foy, in preparation for what we all knew would be the eventual assault on Foy itself.
Oh god, that fucking scared me.
Hubler's running with a German officer on horseback was the most dramatic moment of the day.
Al Shifty, I think maybe I could have even given you a run for your money, right?
No, I'm not a good shot. Now, Dad, he was an excellent shot. Excellent. I declare. He took the wings off the fly.
Where's Dyke?
He's around.
You be a little more specific there, Sergeant.
Not really, sir.
I haven't seen him all day.
There was just one shot.
That was no rifle.
Oh, Jesus, it's who we shot!
Sniper!
No, he shot himself! Medic! Doc!
He did what?
Yeah.
I think they said leg.
Yeah. Oh.
Hurts like a son.
Oh god, I can't.
You have to stop the...
Yes. Can you just... With the pressure, can you...
That.
Yeah.
Do that.
Hold on. I'll put this across.
That was a great shot, really. Okay, you're a great shot.
You jump on the plane. Get tough, man. You tough. Come on.
All right, let's get ready to move.
Look, he's dying. He's dead.
Stay there, Hoop.
He got the archery or something.
Doc. Yeah, bullet cut the main artery in his leg, sir.
Ah, hell,
There was nothing he could have done.
wouldn't have made a difference if you had known. Cut that main artery in the leg, that's it.
Yes, sir.
Where's Dyke?
You wanted to see him, sir?
No, I just would have expected to get this kind of news from him.
Well, I was there, sir. Afraid it might as well be me. Where's Dyke? I probably heard that question 1,000 times.
Where is he?
I probably asked it a few times myself. There were long stretches where we didn't know where Lieutenant Dyke was. He'd disappear, go off on these walks for hours at a time. Wouldn't have been so bad if he was just one of the guys in the company. But Lieutenant Dyke was supposed to be leading the company.
Mm-hmm.
Captain Winters was a CO we could all respect. Moose Heiliger probably would have done a good job, but before we got a chance to find out, he was accidentally shot by a sentry.
Yeah.
Then came Norman Dyke.
I want tight security around the company.
Norman
CP,
Dyke.
Lieutenant Shade. That understood? All right.
Dyke wasn't a bad leader because he made bad decisions. He was a bad leader because he made no decisions.
Yes, sir. So I will probably be called away regularly. All right, I gotta make a call.
No, that one guy said there were men that wouldn't fall into water. I guess that's
Dyke was a favorite of somebody at Division. He'd been sent down to E Company to get some combat experience. Sometimes we got the feeling E Company was an annoyance to him. Something unpleasant he had to get through before he could continue his march up the ladder.
Hey, you know what? We're doing all right. Even with Foxhole Norman. In case you ain't noticed, there's a little town down the hill over there, right? And in that town are these guys. These guys are called Germans. These Germans got tanks. No. Yeah. Got all this. With a CO who's got his head so far in his fucking ass that lump in his throat is his goddamn nose.
I wouldn't want to be a replacement officer coming in here. Getting thrown in with a group of guys who've known each other for what, 2 years? How could anyone really hope to gain the respect of the toughest, most professional, most dedicated sons of bitches in the entire ETO? You guys don't worry about Dyke. Alright?
Yeah.
We all do our jobs. Everything will be fine. Well, I don't know if I believed any of that, but as company first sergeant, it was my job. Not to protect Dyke, but to protect the integrity of the company.
He's just another one of those arrogant rich jerks from Yale.
Oh, God, another one of those.
Division's not gonna let me replace him just because I got a bad feeling about him. Even if they would, who'd I put in his place? Shams?
Do not ever talk when I'm talking, you got that?
I've seen too many war movies. Thinks he has to yell all the time.
Little craphead! Listen to a word I said for that freaking
Or Peacock? God bless him, no one tries harder, but he's not cut out to take men into combat.
This would be me. I couldn't find my man.
He's the only real choice.
That's true.
Buck's a real
But
combat
he-
leader, but you know, I want Easy Company to have at least one experienced platoon leader. Not that it matters anyway, because I can't get rid of Dyke.
Well, no, you'd like to have run easy. Trouble is, it's not your job anymore, Dick.
We all agreed Buck Compton would have been the best choice to run easy. But to be honest, Buck wasn't the same soldier he'd been before he got shot in Holland. He was more serious somehow.
Yeah, goddamn Luger in his pants. Jesus. And don't you two do something stupid like that, all right?
Try not to, Buck.
I mean it. And you, Wild Bill. I've invested too much goddamn time shaping you into something useful. You do something crazy and get yourself knocked out of this thing. I know, you'll kill me. Even if you're dead, I'll still kill you.
Crazy Joe McCluskey. What? This guy used to hang at the front of Delancey's and just stare at people. And Buck kind of reminds me of him now. What? You know, ever since he got shot in Holland.
Wait.
Oh, come on, you seen him, Bill. He's all wound up like a spring.
Hey, he's fine. When getting shot, thank God it was being in that hospital. I've been there, okay? Ain't pretty. I'm serious.
Sure thing, Buck.
Nothing stupid. We got it, right? We got it. All right. George?
Nothing stupid, Buck. Don't
don't do anything stupid. Who the hell is he talking to? Bunch of morons who volunteered to jump out of a perfectly good airplane. Can you get any more stupid than that? Probably not. Right. I swam across the Niagara once. Yeah. I swear. On a bat. What, in a barrel? No. God, I didn't go for the falls, George. I swam across the river. 10 miles up from the falls. I tell you, that current is damn strong. Oh, yeah. Now, personally, I didn't think it was all that stupid, but, my mom, Sister Ruth, they gave me all kinds of hell. Yeah, that much. Well, they had a point. You're an idiot.
I heard about Hubler. Shame.
Is that?
There's like, I think.
Where you from, Lifty? Where'd you grow up?
Huntington, West Virginia.
Huntington.
My brother and I held my mom in a boarding house.
And your father?
He was killed when I was 10, sir. Automobile accident.
That's sad. You miss it?
Try not to think about it that much. Where are you from, sir?
Captain Nixon, sir.
What?
Good morning, sir. Sorry to disturb you. Escape from division.
Nixon's whole appearance is just very funny.
Yeah.
All right. But I think I got something that'll help you with your leadership problem.
Oh, Dyke's being transferred?
No, I can't help you with that.
Okay.
But the division has decided to pluck one officer from each regiment that served in the heroic defense of Bastogne, send him back to the States on a 30-day furlough. Turns out I've been plucked.
How in the world does your leaving help me?
Doesn't, I'm not going. I've already seen the States. I grew up there, that's why I came to Europe. Just wish they told me there was a war on. Anyway, the point is, this thing's wasted on me. But I'm sure we can find an officer somewhere in this battalion who could use a long trip home.
Congratulations, Lieutenant Peacock. I can't think of anybody who deserves this more.
Thanks.
Yeah.
It really means a lot, you know?
Oh, get out of here.
Alright.
How do I feel about being rescued by Patton?
Well, I feel pretty peachy about it if it wasn't for one thing. We didn't need to be fucking rescued by Patton.
Sorry, sir. Sorry about what? Patton. I couldn't agree more. What are you doing here? I want to head back to the line, sir. Joe, you don't have to do that. Get yourself back to the aid station. Heal up. I'd really like to head back with the fellas, sir.
Joe Toy had been at the aid station for 3 days, and everybody was glad to have him back. Especially Bill Garnier.
Hey, Joe. Hey. You got shot in his scrawny little butt in Normandy. And, Buck got shot in his rather large butt in Holland. Yeah, kind of an easy company tradition getting shot in the ass. Hey, even First Sergeant Lipton over there. Hey, be careful if he offers you a cigarette. What are they talking about? If who offers us a cigarette? Spears. Who? Lieutenant Spears.
Lieutenant Ronald Spears was one of the platoon leaders in D Company. He was already a legend.
Oh, anyone care for smoke?
I don't even know if I'm supposed to laugh at this. I like.
You?
Late in the afternoon on January 3rd, we returned to our old position in the woods overlooking Fort.
Ah! You gotta be fucking kidding me! Someone's gonna fucking die!
Oh, that's foreshadowing.
I mean, I think the whole episode is just foreshadowing, getting us meet them, know their names. It's always like they before something explodes.
I don't like fields.
I still couldn't see their artillery. We got pretty good foxholes. We just need to fortify the covers.
If they've got us targeted, maybe...
We hold the line.
Oh!
Look who it is!
I recognize him. For the love of God. I'm scared of shit out of me.
How did you not?
I mean, I recognized him after you punched me. Not before.
Love of my life! Oh, my Leah Dama.
Dying in this episode.
Don't! He has to go to space. Fucking weird.
He starts. There is no cover strong enough.
For some reason, at that moment in that half-finished foxhole, all I could think about was the 4th of July when I was a kid. I loved to make my own firecrackers, cherry bombs, ladyfingers. I loved to blow up dirt clouds and pop bottles and the like. Look forward to it all year long. What I saw that day was the most awesome and terrifying display of firepower I'd ever seen in my life. Of course, I wouldn't have been laughing if I'd known what happened to Joe Toy.
Is she gonna start puking blood?
What are your limbs?
Yeah, he's gonna be missing both his legs probably.
Maybe we should see if anybody's hit.
Yes.
Well, that's what they want. Crowds will try to draw us out in the open.
Yeah, nobody's gonna be able to help him because nobody's gonna get out of the hole. Should not be moving.
Stay in your foxholes! Stay in your foxholes! You okay? Come on, find a foxhole, come on! I gotta get up.
Can't watch this.
I gotta get up. I gotta get up.
You hear that? Is that Joe? Stay.
Stay down! Stay down! Stay down! Stay in your foxholes! Stay in your foxholes!
Help! Help! Anyone there?
I gotta get up. I gotta get up.
Come on, Joe. Come on, buddy.
Oh,
Yeah.
Come on, pal.
you said you get back and take the movie.
You ain't going anywhere. You're all right. Come on, Joe. Hang on.
You okay?
Yeah.
Come on.
Ah, jeez. Think I overdid it on account of my foxhole?
You get things organized here. I'm gonna go for help.
Stay ready! Stay ready! Those stupid sons of bitches might be trying to come through! You okay, Walnut? Sergeant! Jesus. What's the guy got to get killed around here?
Bill, you going first. Whatever you say, Doc. Hey, Lip. Ain't got no gun here this time.
Got you, soldier.
Hey, Joe, I told you I'd beat you back to the States.
Luz, how's Buck?
He's fine.
You sure?
Yes, he's fine. You should probably go touch him now, huh?
Alright. Some say Buck changed after he was shot in Holland. Maybe. But I know something happened to him when he saw Toy and Garnier on the ground. When the report had said Compton was being taken off the line because of a bad case of trench foot, it didn't say anything about him losing his friends. Buck was a great combat leader. He was wounded in Normandy, and again in Holland. He received the Silver Star for his part in taking out those German guns on D-Day. He took everything the crowds could throw at him time and again.
UCLA did not make the Rose Bowl this winter, probably because you weren't there. I'm sure you're teaching all of your young soldiers the joy you have of the sport. Gosh, how we all know what an exciting young man you are, and how your heart will love.
I guess he just couldn't take seeing his friends Toy and Garnier all torn up like that. No one ever thought he'd lessen him for it. With Buck off the line, there was no longer any possible alternative to Dyke. At least none we could see.
First Sergeant Lipton, you organize things here, and I'm gonna go for help. I need to go polish my oak wheat clusters.
Hey, Les.
What can I do for you, Sarge?
Two things. First, great impression of Dyke.
You think so? I thought it was a little off.
Nah, you got it pretty good.
Huh?
Second, don't do it anymore. Especially the part about what he said to me. Doesn't do anybody any good, okay?
Yeah, I got you.
All right.
I knew it. I swear I knew it.
What you can smoke?
I don't.
Oh my god.
The shell that hit the foxhole Luz and I were in was a dud.
Yeah.
The one that hit Muck and Pencala's foxhole wasn't.
Yeah.
That's just the way it was. Muck and Pencala were good men. Their death hit Malarkey the hardest. Malarkey's best friends in the company had been Compton, Muck, and Pencala. In less than a week, he'd seen two of them die.
What's the word?
Later that day, we were back in our old position overlooking Foy. We were all worried about Malarkey.
Hey, Malark. Didn't I hear you say you wanted to, bring a Luger home for your kid brother? Yeah.
Why are you getting that? I was gonna get rid of it, but I don't know. Listen, Captain Brothers was wondering if you wanted to go back to battalion and, work as this runner for a few days.
Tell him thanks, I'm gonna stay here.
Well, look, why don't you at least come back for an hour or so? Say goodbye to Buck. I'm sure it'll mean a lot to him.
Right.
You be careful with that. Getting even 50 yards back from the line just for an hour or two could make a big difference in a soldier's state of mind. The morning after the shelling that killed Muck and Pencala, I saw a soldier try to dig a foxhole with his bare hands.
Private.
He didn't notice that he'd torn off all his fingernails.
Private.
I got him out of there quickly. Not for his sake, but for ours. Fear is poison in combat. It's something we all felt, but you just didn't show it. You can't. Buck was never the same after seeing Toy and Garnier get hit that day. I guess he just needed some time away from it all. But on the other hand, I have no confidence in our CO, sir. Lieutenant Dyke is an empty uniform, Captain. He's not there, sir. But tomorrow's gonna be the real deal. And he's gonna have to lead those men. He's gonna have to make decisions, sir, and I gotta tell you, sir, I think he's gonna get a lot of easy company men killed.
Thank you, Sergeant. That'll be all.
Yes, sir. I said what I had to say. There was nothing Winters could do.
Get in there before they can bring their mortars and artillery down on you. Clear?
Clear.
And the line on you. Get it done.
Find my love. Let's not get them fucking killed. They have to follow orders of a person who doesn't know what he's doing.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Welcome to fucking Easy Company.
Oh my god. Yes. Keep moving.
Get yourself over here! Get up there and relieve Dyke and take that attack on in!
Anyone, literally get anyone else.
Oh god. Oh my god.
Is that Spears?
Yes, it's Spears.
I'm taking over. Mortars and grenade launchers on that building till it's gone. When it's gone, I want first to go straight in. Forget going around.
Yeah.
Everybody else follow me? Yes, sir.
I was wondering if we had grenade launchers and we did. Why weren't they at the roof?
Oh my god. Oh. Oh my god.
You're so close.
Yeah. And there are so many. To me, it looks like there is so many more of them.
Did you get shot?
Yeah,
just
but
like
they
scraped.
Scratched.
I think they couldn't quite believe what they were seeing.
Yeah.
But that wasn't the really astounding thing. The astounding thing was that after he hooked up with Dyke Company, he came back. We took over 100 German prisoners. After that, it was mostly criminals.
Let's go! Move it! Move it! Take him down to the bar!
Is it just one?
I think it's just one.
I can't see him. Second floor, building on the right. Don't miss you.
Oh my god, I can't anymore. Before he shoots at him. Come on. Okay. He didn't miss.
Hit bad, Bercanti?
Beautiful moonlit. Shot me right through my ass.
Yeah, tough.
Hey, Sarge.
Yeah.
You true about Dyke?
Yeah.
Thank God for small mercies, huh?
Yeah. I guess a lot of the men thought once we'd taken Foy, they'd get us off the line, ship us back to Mormallon for a breather. But that wasn't to be. 2 days later, we took Noville.
I hate this.
We spent our night in Rochamp in a convent. It was the first time we'd spent a night indoors in a month. The mood of the men was relaxed. We were finally being relieved and would soon be in Mormallon.
Would you?
Of course, in the morning we found out Mormallon would have to wait. Hitler had launched a counteroffensive in Alsace, and we were bound for the town of Hagenau to help hold the line. But at least for that night, we didn't know it yet. That night, we were okay. I spent part of that night trying to come up with a roster for the company to see who we had left. That's 145 total. We were going out with 63. Garnier was badly wounded and Hubler died accidentally. Joe Toy had lost his leg. Among the dead were Heron, Mallet, Sawasko, Kenneth Webb, Harold Webb, Alex Pankala, and Skip Muck. Our month in Belgium cost us one good officer, Buck Compton, and one bad one, Norman Dyke. But we gained a good one in the end, so I guess we came out ahead.
Well, I better get back to the battalion before they disappear. You want to ask me, don't you?
Ask you what, sir?
You want to know if they're true or not, stories about me. You ever notice with stories like that? Everyone says they heard it from someone who was there. And then when you ask that person, they say they heard it from someone who was there.
Well, maybe they kept talking about it because they never heard Tertius deny it.
Maybe that's because Tertius knew there was some value to the men thinking he was the meanest, toughest son of a bitch in the whole Roman Legion.
These men aren't really concerned about the stories. They're just glad to have you as our CO. They're happy to have a good leader again.
Well, from what I've heard, they've always had one. I've been told there's always been one man they could count on. Let him into the Bois Jacques, held them together, and they had the crap shell at him in the woods. Every day kept the spirits up, kept the men focused, gave them direction. All the things a good combat leader does. You don't have any idea what I'm talking about, do you?
No, sir.
Hell, it was you for a sergeant. Ever since Winters made the town, you've been the leader of Easy Company. And you're not going to be first sergeant much longer for a sergeant. Sir. Winters put in for a battlefield commission and Sink approved on your behalf. You should get the official nod in a few days. Congratulations, Lieutenant.
Hey, look. First Battalion.
Hey! Hey! What do you want? Yeah, thanks for crapping it out foxholes again.
It's our pleasure. Enjoy the walk, boys.
I cannot fully relax. Something might blow up now. How nice.
Thank God.
What a nice bonding experience.
Honestly, this is the only show whenever it ends, I am happy that it ended.
Like, you could have told me this lasted 3 hours, I would have believed you.
Honestly. Honestly,
Oh,
I don't even know where to start with this episode.
I mean, it was an incredible episode.
That's what I expect now from now on. In every single episode, it's gonna be fucking incredible.
Yeah.
Like, they haven't messed with any episode of this show. It's just so realistic and so brutal. Every single one of them.
Yes, and like in those sad moments, it's sprinkled with the most important part of it, the camaraderie. I mean, that's what it's called, Band of Brothers. It's just all those soldiers trying to take care of each other. And we had this episode concentrated a lot on Lipton. Like, the name sounds familiar. Like, they mentioned it a couple of times throughout in these episodes before. And now we concentrated on him.
I mean, he was the one who was telling us this story. It was from his point of view and his perspective.
Yeah, and I guess you knew that we're gonna be seeing a lot of them dying in this episode, because that's what the episode opened up with, was them talking about how they lost people, but like had to keep moving. But even after all these years, like, they still can't, those memories keep coming back, like they still suffer with the PTSD. I can't even imagine how hard it would be for them to talk about it, like to like sit here and talk about it and like remember those things that were happening. Like, every time they start with that, it makes it very hard to watch. As we said previously, just like seeing the real soldiers talking about it, it makes it really hard to like watch the continuation of the episode, because you are watching from the perspective of all of this like actually happening. And again, I think everything is accurate, or like 95% of it is very accurate as to what really happened.
Yeah, from the stories they have told them.
Yeah, and we had, again, let's say a conversation about leaders. And they had Lieutenant Dyke, who was just put there because he wants to move up in ranks. And he is well connected. And so he was just put there and did nothing. Like, he was yawning.
Yeah, he didn't look.
He was yawning.
And that is a real job. He didn't feel any responsibility for any of those men.
I mean, he was not.
He
capable.
was there to just. That was to him just another step, so that he would get higher up on a better position.
Yeah.
Like, he wasn't with those boys. He didn't care for them. He didn't care for anything, you know.
And I think that was very visible when he was talking to Lipton, like asking him about his life. And you can really feel that he is asking him just because he thinks like he should do that, you know, to appear as if he is getting closer to his men or something. Whereas when Lipton spoke to other soldiers, you can feel like genuine care, and he really tried to be there for them.
Yeah, and you can see the way that Lipton is talking about those things, like saying that like he can't even think of his home. He can't. He doesn't know if he's ever gonna get there, and there on the battlefield, it's not good for your mindset. Like we said millions of times, like for them, they have to think like they're dead, so that they would be able to continue fighting. So maybe they would survive.
Yeah, I mean, again, that
or that they would just move as a company. You know what I mean?
I mean, that's what Spears said in like one of maybe episode 3, 4, I can't quite remember when it was, but like he said that, and everyone always like looks at him and is kind of afraid of him because he looks so cold, but he is just focused. He in his mind is already dead, so there is no fear. He is devoid of anything else except winning this and continuing to fight.
He's fascinating, honestly.
He is so fascinating. Like, I mean, he has to be in that mind space because he was just able to
like this. Yeah.
Run.
He risked his life. I don't think even he thought of risking his life. If he was risking his life, he knew that he had to go there, and that's what he did.
There was not a second there.
There was not a second of thinking like what could happen. They're gonna kill me. You know what I mean?
Well,
and
that's because he just like embodies that. He's
yeah,
already dead.
there
He
is
didn't
no
think
fear
twice
in
about
him.
it.
And you can see, and they said that like even German soldiers were so shocked that they didn't shoot.
Yeah, because they couldn't believe that someone was just like
couldn't believe what they were seeing.
And like even more ridiculously, so he ran back. Because like you think maybe you know they were so shocked to not shoot, but like you coming back, okay, they're expecting you now.
Yeah.
And he still ran back and he survived. I mean, what even is that? Like Spears is honestly so fascinating as a character.
I love how they showed us different types of leaders and how important they are in the war.
Yeah.
And how when you don't have a leader, how somebody stands out. And even though he's and not like, superior to you in ranks, but like he has that leader quality
and
to
Lipton
help
is like
other
that
people.
Naturally born leader. Like he just wanted to help the guys out. Like he really was just concerned about them. And like that's what also Spears noticed and at the end told him, like even when they didn't have like a leader on paper, they still had someone who took care of them, who they could trust, who knew had their backs. And I loved how he was so unaware.
I love
that it's him.
He didn't know when he said everybody looked up, and he didn't have anybody to look up to. He didn't have anybody to listen to orders from. So he didn't know who this one was talking, who Spears was talking of, and it was him.
And because he didn't have, it's not like he did this out of like any type of ambition to become some
or obligation because like everybody depended on him. No, he wasn't above them by ranks, but like he
was a sergeant, but like he wasn't a lieutenant.
But like he wanted to save them, to help them if he possible. And that's the thing that the guys in the beginning of one episode talked about when Winter's episode, when they said like you wouldn't some of them you wouldn't follow into the water, some of them you would follow at the end of the earth, basically.
And like
those that shows
of
you here. But like it was so desperate to me, seeing them desperately look at Lieutenant Dyke and
that was fucking awful.
Him not being able to do anything for them, and they have been completely lost at that point because they don't know what to do.
Yes, and like he's incapable of holding this position, and like I would never even like think of to judge someone for like maybe freezing up in a war, but you are on the position of a lieutenant. Like, and you took this position.
You came here willingly.
Like, knowing that, like, you are only here because you have connections. And these men's lives depend on you. And you don't know what to do. You are sending them possibly to their deaths. And they can only follow you. Like, Lee Adama, was telling him, we're gonna be alone there if we go there. He's like, just go. We're gonna, like, shield you. Whatever he said. And like clearly you can't believe anything he says because nothing is happening inside his brain. And what are you gonna do? You still have to go. And like Winters was yelling, just yelling for them to move forward because he can see that Dyke is absolutely doing nothing, and he really wanted to go there and like help them because he is also that type of a leader, but like he couldn't because he is head of the whole battalion. Like he can't just leave that, even though I was like begging for him to at that point just like step up, for anyone to go and step up and like help them because like they were gonna get killed there because of incompetent leadership. And then he just saw Spears, and thank God he did, like thank fucking God he did, and sent him, and Spears just came running, like no questions asked, nothing.
And he saved
them. He took charge. Like he was so calm and collected. And he said exactly what they needed to do. And it also, I was wondering why they were not, because like there was clearly someone at the rooftop, and I didn't know. I thought like maybe they didn't have the, God, what are they called? Like just because they were maybe just shooting, but like it's much easier if you have like, what is it called? Grenade? Dyke didn't even say that. Like he just froze. There was nothing that he did.
Yeah, and we also had another leader in the episode. That was the guy that we know and thought the episode was going to be about.
Compton. Something Compton, I want to say.
I'm not sure, honestly.
I think Compton.
And this episode was mostly about how leaders affect their men around them. and the other way around. Because he was a good leader. He cared for his man, and he defended his man, and he tried to lead them the best he possibly could. And
like the beginning of the episode, he kept saying anyone, because like this one guy shot himself accidentally, and he was going from one person to one person to one person, saying them, don't do anything so dumb. Like, Tommy won't do anything so dumb. Like, he was really, he got really affected by the things that he saw when he was laying in the hospital. Like, that's what Bill said, because like he got shot, and everyone said he was never the same when he got shot in Normandy, but it wasn't about him being shot. I think it was just about seeing the men around him
about
dying,
and him caring about those men around him. I think that's what affected him the most.
Just cared about them.
He couldn't ever go back, be himself after that.
And so when he saw
another two of his men losing their
we first saw Joe in one of the times where the bomb started fucking falling. I don't know how many times they did, but like he lost a leg. His leg was amputated, and like that was such a horrific scene when he kept saying like, I gotta get up, I gotta get up, I gotta get up,
I gotta get my helmet.
That was such a fucking horrific scene. And of course, like, someone jumps, and Bill jumps because, like, they are close. And Bill jumps to get him, even though, again, everything is falling down around him. And they all, like, if they hear someone calling for help, no one just stands there. Even though there are, like, bombs are dropping next to you, someone always goes.
And everybody's yelling, don't get up, because, like, it's worse when you get up. It's worse if you get out of your position because you're gonna die.
All the people that got up, like Limpton, again, the guy that we're not sure his name, Compton, like, they get up and they say to everyone else, do not get up.
Yeah, that's
like, do not get up. We are above you in rank. Do not get up. And they go and try to help
because they are the safest in those, I don't know the name, holes.
Foxholes.
Yeah.
So Bill went to get Joe, and as he was dragging him, of course, they started dropping bombs again. Compton saw a bomb drop very close to them, and just after that, they said like he like never fully recovered from seeing that, and like you can see that on his face.
Yeah.
When he yelled for the medic, and like first his voice shivered. That was
one of the most heartbreaking scenes in the episode.
Yeah.
Everything around him.
Yeah.
The actor is
because
amazing.
You know how much he was trying.
Yeah, but the actor is amazing because you can see so much pain in his eyes.
Yeah. Yeah, it was awful.
Yeah.
It was awful, and like they said, he was never the same after seeing that. And so I can't quite remember where they said that they sent him. But he was sent somewhere. Speaking about sending someone somewhere, just like briefly, Nixon was given like permission or whatever to go 30 days back home. And he was like, already seen it. Like, send someone else.
I've seen US. I've seen States. They sent another guy, and my heart breaks like, how they all so of them were so happy for him, and they were genuinely happy for him.
Yeah. And like all of them, I'm sure, just want to go home.
Yeah, but
and like I always say, all of them want to go home, but every time like Joe, it was in the infirmary for just 3 days, and now he's like, I wanna go back here. Like they're not thinking of home. They don't wanna leave
their men. Their guys
alone. Like
because like they're in this together. That's what that's the most heartbreaking, and that's the most beautiful part of the show, honestly.
Yeah.
Just those moments when you see that these guys are taking care of each other and not doing all of this together, not letting each other
fall down.
Yeah.
And like Malarkey, who I just have such a soft spot for him. Just like him going to Compton and like reading him his
oh my god,
like reading him his message that he got from back home, where they were talking about how he is maybe teaching the guys how to play, and like he is broken down, that was really rough scene. But Malarkey, who is really, as all of them, just always taking care of people around him, and for him to lose, they said like he had 3 best friends basically here. 2 of them are dead, and one of them is like gone because he cannot like he cannot handle this. And so he was like just sitting in the hole, looking at the cross from one of his dead friends. And like Lipton, again, just being the person that the men need. Like telling him, you can go away for a bit, and Malarkey doesn't want to leave them. And so he was like, okay, just like go for an hour to say goodbye to Compton, because
that's what he's gonna need. That he's making him go so that like he would help somebody, not for himself. And then Lip said like just an hour away from the battlefield does a lot for man's psyche, for their brain.
And so he went and said goodbye.
Honestly, everything is just horrible.
It's so fucking difficult. It's so difficult.
Honestly, this show is unlike anything we have ever watched, really.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully it's like anything we will ever watch again.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't think I can withstand this. Like, thank God it's like 10 episodes. This has more than like one season.
Honestly, it's already too much in my opinion.
No, like this is too much. I am not built for this. I have not been built to watch this. Again, I just think the heart of the show does lie in those men just always having each other's backs.
Yeah, definitely.
Like physically and mentally, because they can see when each of them are like deteriorating mentally, and they try their best to like keep them afloat, to keep their head above water. And also, even though they're struggling as well.
And also the moments that break me are always those ones when at the end of the fight. And the end of the fight when some of them survive. I don't know if there is anything worse than being happy after winning a fight. You know what I mean? Like you survive that and they're happy, but it's so heartbreaking to watch that as well.
Yeah, like now when they were at the end sitting in that church and they were singing to them, and like he was saying how, they thought that they are gonna be they're not gonna be in the fight, like they were gonna be taken back.
Yeah.
But like in the morning, of course, that changed and they had to go because Hitler again took something. I can't remember exactly what position now they have to go to.
Yeah.
But like he said, like at least for that one moment we were fine, because like we didn't know that until tomorrow. They didn't know they were gonna have to go back, and it's always the case. Like you think you can get some breather and then you can't. Yeah. And they said they had 145 men.
And 60 now.
Yes, and 60 something, because some died and some like were badly injured, and like the people kept disappearing in the room. That was fucking rough.
Such a great show.
It is an incredible show.
Hardest one to watch ever. Honestly,
I don't think we have ever spoken less during the show. What am I supposed to be saying?
Nothing. I have nothing to say.
And honestly, like this episode had, I think, the funniest jokes maybe. Like I feel like I was laughing a lot at people making jokes, but like that just made me also feel uneasy, because like it was, all of them hanging out together and just like making dumb jokes, and you just know that it's only a matter of time before they are dropped into another war zone, and it's just hell. And I think the visual of it somehow being winter and in the woods and the trees falling,
oh my god,
like there was something that looked very beautiful, and it was hell on earth.
Yeah.
It was just hell on earth.
Only 3 more episodes.
I don't know how we'll survive that. I'm gonna assume that we're gonna see them when it's the end. I think we can see them finally when it's the end of the war, and I think I will not survive that, honestly. Yeah. I think that's gonna be it for me. And like, it's not even, it's not the end. Because you have to deal with it for the rest of your life.
For the rest of your life.
And I don't know how you begin to deal with that. I don't even think you would want to talk about it. I don't even think you would want to think about it. I just think, it's always going to be, like they always say, like in moments, you remember. Like that one soldier again said, when it's cold, I always think, thank God I'm not there.
Alone or something like that.
Like it's just you always carry it with you.
Yeah.
I
can't even imagine.
That's what they said at the end. Like there was no one who was unscathed, even though if they weren't hit by anything or whatever, they all still suffered. What do I do with that? Like what do I do with that, people? Honestly, I don't know. And that's it. I can't.
Thank you so much for
I'm
watching.
exhausted. We'll see you next time.
Very soon. Bye.